What's up guys, just Lax here. Today in this video I'll be talking about tips and tricks on how to make Outbreak easier for you, whether it be your first time or your second time or how many times you've been doing it. These are some tips that are just good to know. The number one tip is don't buy anything off the rip. The gun you bring in with you is good enough to get you through the first and a little bit through the second world. If you bring in a melee weapon, you might need to pick up a gun, but you certainly do not have to spin the box or buy it off the wall. You can get all your perks and all the weapons you can ever want for completely for free. And these next tips are going to tell you how. The second tip here is loot crates. Loot crates are probably the most important things for you in Outbreak. From the different sizes, from the small, medium, large, nuclear, and legendary crates, you can get everything that you could ever possibly need for free, as long as you just go look around the map and all the buildings and structures for them. For the small one, there's scrap, ammo, tactical grenades, and lethal grenades. In the medium chest, there is scrap, weapons parts, tactical grenades, lethal grenades, and armor. Nuclear chests, which are labeled with the nuclear symbol, can give you everything from above, plus weapons that are legendary or epic, perks, score streaks, and even wonder weapons. Legendary chests can give you everything that a nuclear chest can give you, along with the power-up known as full power. And tip number 3, we have aether crystals, the little purple crystals that are scattered around the map in clusters. These are probably one of the most overlooked forms of loot in the game, because the aether crystal does have a low chance, but a chance to drop high-end weapons. The first time I ever popped open an aether crystal when playing Outbreak, I got a legendary stoner out of it, and I was only on World 1, which is a considerably good gun to have at the beginning. I've never gotten an actual wonder weapon out of this, but I have gotten score streaks, perks, and as well as high-end weapons from aether crystals, so definitely worth giving them a try if you have the ammunition or the time. Tip number 4 is perks. Now, like I said before, you can get perks from loot crates, you can get them from destroying bosses like gigatons and the mechanized guys. They are easy to come by, but the only downside is that you are unable to choose which perks you get. So unless you really want to choose your perks, then go for it. I tend to get usually Juggernog and Stamina Up, which are the ones I get the most out of these methods. Tip number 5 is armor. Armor is something that you're going to want to have by World 1 or World 2. You want to have it fully maxed out, tier 3 all the way up, because it is essential for later worlds. The earlier you have it, the less you have to worry about it. Always keep your armor fixed and ready to go. If it's hurt, get it fixed. Even if it is by just the littlest amount, it will save your life and help you keep going in the long run. Tip number 6 is side missions. They are definitely worth it. When I mean by side missions, I'm talking about these icons on the map. The skull one is Headhunter, where you have to track down and find zombies that killed some of Weaver's men, and you have to pretty much kill them. And that boss zombie will drop some pretty good loot, along with the better weapons, perks, score streaks, etc. The second one is the Dragon Sacrifice circle, which is, like we know in the previous zombie maps, you pretty much just kill zombies within a certain area, and you feed the dragon, and that dragon will then consume the bodies, and then each body consumed will up the amount of loot or the quality of loot that you will get. It is possible to get a small loot crate out of it, which is very not good, but so I'd encourage you to try and kill as many zombies inside the circle. You do not have to stay inside the circle for it to work. As long as the zombies are inside the circle, you're good. Another side mission is the Aether Orb. This is the icon that it looks like on the map, and when you come up to it, it'll sound like a little girl or something kind of like Samantha laughing on the opposite side or coming from the Aether Orb. What you want to do with this is simply just shoot it. Fill it with lead. And the more damage you do to it, it will actually drop essence. So this is a really good way to gain points for later in the map. So once you do shoot it, it will travel to another location where you'll have to track it down and follow it. It's pretty easy to follow, so because it moves pretty slowly and leaves a trail. Once you get there, you're going to want to shoot it quickly, because it will despawn if you do not shoot it. Then it'll move to another spot, the third spot, which is the last spot it'll move to. And once you destroy it there, it drops more essence along with very important loot. It does have a chance to drop intel though, I will say that. So if you're an intel hunter, this is something you'll definitely want to do. And tip number 7 is pretty much the little things, the little tips I want to throw in there. So there's just a few of these. Number 1 is the loose change. Under each Wonder Fizz on the map, you can get loose change. If you don't know what this is, it is going prone in front of the soda machine or the perk machine and picking up 100 points free just because someone dropped their points and it rolled underneath the soda machine. This is just a little Easter egg that Call of Duty Zombies has always put in their zombie maps. And the next little tip I want to add in is using vehicles as weapons. We all know you can run over zombies and all of that, but it damages your car. Well, running over a Tempest will instantly destroy your car and destroy the Tempest along with it, as well as destroying you if you're inside it. But you can actually get out of your car and leave your car rolling forward in order for it to run into enemies. You can do this to instantly kill Tempests as well as surrounding zombies. You can also do this to damage special infected as well. Another thing to combat Tempests is concussion grenades. Concussions are very, very helpful because they will stun the enemies. This goes for any enemies, but especially against Tempests because Tempests are extremely annoying, especially in large groups of zombies. Concussions are super great against Tempests because Tempests are really squishy and they don't take a lot of damage. So if you have a shotgun, which if you don't know already, shotguns are the best at taking down special infected. Same here with the Tempests. If you can get the Tempest to stop moving and stop teleporting and to sit still, you can absolutely destroy them. Another tip is the loot crates. Loot crates can be mimics, so if you get jump scared super easily, be careful when approaching a loot crate because it could possibly turn into a mimic and grab you. Next thing to cover is essence. Essence is essentially these little tubes that you can find around the map and they will give you points. There's little ones that you can find within houses and buildings that will give you 100 points, and then there's the ones that are a lot bigger. You can find them in higher places and in the sky, which will give you 500 points, which then gives us a nice segue into the next tip, which is parachuting. Parachuting is one of the best ways to get around the map if you're not anywhere near a vehicle. If you're near a jump pad, cost 500 points, launch yourself into the sky, and then go for the big tube essence because you can easily refund that 500 points by grabbing one of them. You have the potential to grab at least 3,000 or 2,000, maybe even 5,000 worth of points just from these essence jars if you do take the right path, which is definitely worth it if you're wanting to get those early points during World 1 or World 2. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching and taking the time to watch these tips. If they were helpful at any point in the video, consider leaving a like and a comment down below, especially if there's a tip that you want to share with other people within the zombie community. Leave that down below in the comments and I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're new on this channel, I know a lot of people who are watching my channel are subscribed, but if you're new here and you want to see more of Just Lags games, consider hitting that subscribe button. It shows support to this channel and really helps me out. Without further ado, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.